to a new Vlogmas vlog. This will be going up tomorrow on Saturday. It's Friday, and I am not on the London Eye. So you saw my day yesterday, or the day I posted about yesterday, which I can't even remember. Was it yesterday? I guess it was. It ended yesterday. I did a lot, and I really did do too much for someone who is really actually mildly chronically ill. I keep having to remind myself of this. I definitely overdid it to the point where I had a bit of a breakdown last night, but it was all okay, just kind of. So what happens with is I think I mask too much because, people don't understand, and I'm not very good at justifying. And also even to myself, I think I can do things, and then I realize what happens is it's as if the analogy I'm thinking of is you think you can get by without the water, and you're in the desert and you realize you have no water and you're going to die. So that's what happens in terms of the energy. I get out and about, and we were walking around Big Ben, and then there's the bridge over to what's on the other side of the bridge going towards where the eye is. And I felt like I couldn't walk anymore. I felt like, and I had to walk, and I had to get home. And maybe what I should have done is but I didn't. The thing is, you don't make good decisions when you're tired like this. That's the whole thing. The best thing would have been to just call an Uber to where I was standing almost and have them bring me home. But no, instead we ended up in this really sad Costa cafe inside a hospital, which is fine. I needed to sit down, but it was so weird to be sitting there with patients. And then we had a coffee, and then we went to one of the tube stations around there, and we took the tube back home to Aldgate. And the problem with the Aldgate station, because we're in this area, if you know London, is it has a lot of stairs. I already said that yesterday. And I already said that I overdid it yesterday. But so what the upshot of it all was that I'm having a really nice day, but I'm not doing much. I know I'm in a big city and I should be checking off sites, but I'm not doing that. I went out to breakfast with my friend and my sister, had a really nice breakfast. There's a lot of kind of really good bakeries that offer good breakfasts along the street. I actually didn't order breakfast this time. I just ordered a little mini salmon thingy. It was delicious, and the coffee was so good. So they're really nice places to eat all along that street, Whitechapel Road, I guess it's what the street is. And we walked around, and the thing is, they were trying to convince me to go, but I pushed and pushed. And it turned out that my sister really wanted to try the bus anyway, just to try the bus, not just because of me. So I took them, we finally figured out that they needed to get to a certain bus station. Aldgate has bus stations A through J or whatever. They got to the right one, and I sort of waved them off, and now they're doing their touristy things. They're probably at the Eye. Unfortunately, it isn't very sunny again, so I don't know what the Eye is going to be like. But I'm sure they're having a good time. And now they're of normal ability, and so they can do more things without having to worry about me, and without me being kind of a burden to them and to myself. And so then what I did is, all I did was we'd walk down to where their station is, and I walked around a little bit more. It's a really interesting area. It is a little bit, I noticed there are a lot of security guards everywhere, and it does have a rap for being somewhat of a crimey area, but it's also a very touristy area and normal people area. So I feel fine walking around. I mean, you do have to be a little bit careful probably, especially at night. And the thing is, yesterday we'd gone to a Tesco Express, but then I found behind my restaurant is an actual big Tesco, and it has so many security people around it. It's almost like, wow, what's going on here? But I think it's just, and even when we were walking down the street, some police or people just said, "Are you guys okay?" Why wouldn't we be? It's almost like makes you more paranoid, because why are there all this security? But I think it's because they know that there are a lot of tourists here, and it's a somewhat high crime area, and in a way it calms me down. It's very different from America, where, from my experience, high crime areas don't have a lot of police or security guards walking around in them. So I don't know. I felt okay. The Tesco was interesting, and anyway. But I just walked around and had a nice little walk. Took some pictures, which I think I'll just insert pictures. I have a little picture sequence. And now I'm back in my room and I am fine. I have some goodies. I have my books to read. I am relaxing in my room that I've made comfortable, partly by putting my own YouTube channel on with the Cozy Christmas. And I have no problem not doing much today because it's a recovery day. When you are the way I am, you need recovery days. You need time to, because I want to get fit again, to do a few things. And even the few things that I want to do, which the friend I was with, she's my sister's friend, and she said something about the National Gallery. She said, well, you can just see the main things. You don't need to go to all of it. You don't need to see everything. And I looked at her and I said, yeah, I do. I want to go chronologically because I want to. I mean, that's kind of what I like to do. And even that's going to be very tiring, but I'll probably either, with the recovery day, I might be able to just take I keep calling it the L, but it's the tube there to Trafalgar Square, and it's right there. And then just take the tube back. That's probably going to be okay. And even there, we'll probably split up, though. I'll stay there longer than they will. And I still want to do my museums are the main thing, and get to a couple of bookstores. It's really becoming, I'm reducing it more and more. And also, go out for some lovely meals. Part of what we see in the shop windows here are delicious desserts. There's this one Turkish, it has baklava on the one side, but then it has a lot of other sort of beautiful cakey desserts on the other that look so good that we're going to try once, special. And, we'll probably go out to eat, fish and chips and stuff like that. Maybe go to a pub. Just like there's one pub along Whitechapel that looks okay. There's actually a bookstore I want to check out around up. It's funny to me, my sense as a completely new person is that some streets seem okay or more, less, not dangerous really, but sort of more populated by sort of touristy people than other streets. And so, that side off of Whitechapel seems perhaps a little bit more okay than the other, where this Tesco is behind my hotel. And see, the other thing is, I don't even know if I should tell you this, because it's something my sister told me that she had not told me before. The company that she booked the trip with actually did kind of screw her over a little bit. Not in terms of, it all worked out because of our friends' connections, which I won't say any more about. But what they had done is, this hotel that we're in is closing down just for reasons before we leave, the 20th, the Wednesday. And so we're leaving the 21st. And they had contacted my sister. And then what my sister did is contacted the company through which she booked the ticket, and they did not respond. And even when they did, they were surly and unhelpful. And so she wasn't getting any kind of help in finding another hotel, and then not having to pay extra for it. They were just going to let us, I guess, we paid for the 21st, and they were going to let us just move out earlier, and they weren't taking care of this problem that had arisen, which a reputable travel agency would have done. And only with the intervention that happened through the friend did they start taking care of things, and they found us this other hotel, which we have to move to on Wednesday night. And so if, even that's going to be a little bit of a hassle in terms of energy level expenditure, particularly before the flight back, which will also be high energy level expenditure. And so, I just have to approach travel and stuff like this differently from regular folks. And because of my issues, because I tried to explain it to my sister saying, okay, I seem pretty healthy, like I don't have a cold or anything, and I'm alert and awake and dressed, but you have to sort of think of it like that I am sick, I said bettlägerig. I'm almost that sick. I mean, even though I'm not. It's hard to explain. In terms of what I can do, I can't do very much. I am on my bed today. I'm resting. And when you're sick, that's the whole thing. If any normal people watching this out there, imagine even if you were traveling, if you got sick, you wouldn't want to do anything. And that's how I feel, even though I'm not technically sick. So I don't know if that makes sense, but that's how I feel. So even though I'm happy to just be here with my books, and the thing is, I don't want to get actually sick, for sure. And I also, if I had kept going, I would just break down. And that's what another thing I explained to them is, one day it's going to happen, hopefully never, but I'm going to be doing something too much out there and I'm going to faint or fall down, with some kind of injury, or I probably would just faint in public. And there is this kind of phobia about doing that, but that's how it feels. Like I'm so dead tired and frustrated and overwrought that I would just kind of probably just collapse. I would collapse publicly in a public space, which would entail a whole bunch of things that I don't really want to happen. The train ride home was very stressful. I felt so bad because I was feeling really bad. And I sat down on the train, and then a lady with a young baby came in, a big family, and she had a tiny baby in her arms, and I thought, oh gosh, I should. And then the lady next to me stood up for her, and I felt so bad. And like, I'm an able-bodied person apparently, but except not. And she didn't give me a look or anything, but I felt so bad about sitting next to this poor woman with her new baby. Anyway, and it just made me feel awful. Sort of a situation that cannot be avoided. But we're over it now, and I feel good, and I'm going to just continue I got some sticking stuff to do some journaling, scrapbooking in my journal. And I have my book that I want to read. I'm kind of enjoying reading Zola, and, it's already like almost afternoon. Well, no, it's not. It's lunchtime now. So, and what I might do is go out again to get a bite to eat, like from one of the bakeries, or I might just stay in because I got snacks and I'm not very hungry, and I'm gonna enjoy myself and rest. I'm gonna rest. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Okay, sure, I know, extremely unhealthy alert, but also actually kind of yummy. I have to say, the Supreme Corn Cocktail chips, I did not get the baked ones. I wanted the real ones. They're pretty tasty. Unhealthy snack alert. But the other thing that I might have to go when I go back to Tesco, I may have to get some Jaffa cakes, because I do like Jaffa cakes, and they're like a British yummy cookie type thing. Oh yeah, the other kind of cookie I got was, I'm not going to show it to you, the digestives. They're over there. They're also very good and not so healthy, but you know what? It's okay. It's my holiday. Bye. I'm totally struck by how friendly everyone is and polite. I love it. Like quiet, friendly, and polite. Yes, England. Hello, I am back. I have been resting mainly, but I did take one little walk a little while ago when it was light out. To be honest, I wouldn't walk in that area. It wasn't that bad, but it's a little more. I don't think I've walked there in the dark. Because I think it's when the areas get quiet, that's when it's a little scary. It's more when there are people around, it's okay. Anyway, I do love my digestives, these British bickies, biscuits, whatever. I do like them, even though they're not so healthy. And I've been enjoying reading a little bit of Money, my book by Zola. And then this bookstore, it was where I walked to, the sort of somewhat gritty area, but the bookstore itself is the platonic ideal of a bookstore. My gosh, the wood, the people, the book selections, very curated, and like little things, like when there's a book on display, it has a little piece of wood behind it so it doesn't just fall down when you. It's just very well thought through as a bookstore, and I'm starved for nice bookstores, don't we know? So these are the few I had to really rein it in because of packing. I have no room. I hope my sister will be able to pack these books for me. So let me show you what I got. I got thin little books. This one I have on my Kindle, but I just think it's a beautiful book and I want to read it. And I started looking at it because they have little places to sit, and I think it's funny. I think it's very funny and irreverent, and also not very thick. So that's the first one. It was on my list anyway. So, I had all the books that you don't really, when you go to a normal bookstore, you don't see these books. And I saw all the ones I wanted. It's like so different from the one in Ohio Joseph Beth's. I walk in there and I never find anything I want. This one I've started before and I thought, let me take it too. I love it. I think I love the cover. This is beautiful. I'm kind of on this theme color-wise. beautiful books about cold things. They're probably completely different. And then a beautiful little whatever this one's called. You know, the blue books. What are they called? Fitzgerald, Fitzcarraldo, which isn't that the movie by what's his name? Probably just a short story by John Fosse, but you know, also very thin. And they had two of these, but I picked this one. So, and then last but definitely, and I have to say, there were so many other ones I could have taken. They had the new Teju Cole, Tremor. They had this book about the First World War that I've always wanted to buy by Christopher Clark, who apparently, I think he writes a lot for the London Review of Books. It's too thick though. So the last thin little book that I got is this one, Claire Keegan, also kind of blue. So three ladies and one guy, and the young woman who checked me out said, "Well, you picked some good thin books." She said that was funny, and they give you a nice bookmark, which I love. And they said that they stamped the book somewhere. I don't know if she did that. Yes, somewhere it's stamped. Here it is. They put a stamp in, so you know where you got it from. Lovely bookstore, and I'm so happy. And I'm just waiting for the ladies to come home and tell me of their exploits. And I did talk to Bill, so everything's fine. I'm still here being cozy. I went and got some of the free coffee to go with my digestives. So yeah, we are having a nice rest day, and I'm so happy I did this. I feel rested and not exactly ready to do a lot of things, but ready to go out and venture into London a little bit more after this rest day. Hi everyone, I am back here to finish the vlog which will go up tomorrow on the 16th, or Saturday. Had a lovely evening with my sister and Martina, her friend. We went up this street that's actually pretty famous called Brick Lane, which is close to our hotel. And it's famous for curry restaurants. It has apparently a Bangladeshi presence, sometimes referred to the area as Banglatown, but then also Bengali sort of inspired restaurants. So we went out there. I don't even know what time it was. It was like maybe a bit later, maybe 8. And there were lots of people standing around doing the British thing of standing outside a restaurant or a pub drinking and talking, and it was just fun to see them interacting with each other in this kind of typical pub lifestyle way. And even inside the restaurants, just kind of people out and about doing their Friday night thing. And so we settled in. Some places they would have someone there who would try to lure you in. I guess they get commissions or something. But we settled down our place and had a really quite delicious meal. It was really noisy, but I handled it all so well because I was just relaxed from the day at home. So I was fine, and I had a good time. And yeah, it was a fun way to end a very quiet day for me. They had been all out and about, all over on the Eye, Piccadilly Circus. My sister said that they had gone to the department store called Fortnum & Mason, the one with the advent calendar front. And she said I probably wouldn't have liked it because it was extremely crowded. And she's probably right. So in a way, it's okay for them to report back on what they've seen. Anyway, I'm going to stop this because it's already been a quite long vlog, and it's really just me chatting a little bit with some footage from pictures and stuff. And tomorrow, we're not sure. We're probably going to go back up to Brick Lane because there's some interesting stores there that we want to check out. So yeah, I will see what the Saturday holds, which you'll see then on Sunday. Thanks all for watching and for your kind comments, and onward with the vlog. Good night. Bye.